Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to my new series. This is the first episode, the first chapter in this series called Can I Play? Insert map name here. In this case, it's Can I Play Calmsden? This is a series where I will do what I would normally do when a map comes out. I will have a look around, maybe make a farm, and see if I can play it. I have a somewhat specific way that I've sort of liked to play or have developed over time, and it's funny in making content. A number of you have commented that the way I play is very similar, or in some cases the same as the way you play. So that got me thinking that rather than when a new map comes out, me just heading in there by myself. And, literally in some cases, I'll spend a couple hours. Sometimes I'll spend a half hour. But I'll jump into a map and I will do some things that, rather than maybe doing them alone, I'll use this as an opportunity to make a video and see if maybe it helps you. So without further ado, this is Calmsden. So I don't have any history on Calmsden. I've never done a playthrough on Calmsden. I've never... the only history I have with Calmsden really is watching the Farmhand from Scroft, and really that's it. Even I've watched a little bit of content around the map now that it's out or relaunched, I guess, by Oxygen David on FS25, but I have not watched much. I know I watched the Farmer Klein map tour that he does, but honestly, I don't really remember. So I must have been doing something at the time, or I don't really know what it was. But anyways, so I don't really have a lot of experience. I have been on the map already. Actually, I did try to record this video twice already and had some interruptions. I didn't want... I wanted this to be somewhat of a stream of consciousness type video where there's not a ton of editing or major cuts, unless there's some sort of time-consuming thing that we're going to do, so that where I don't want to just sit there and cut down a bunch of trees while we're sitting together or whatever. But for the most part, this will be kind of just a roughly 1 hour run through of what I would normally look for on a map. So I play kind of two different ways. One, I want to play a few different ways, but typically what I do is I find a vacant lot and I start building a farm that way. I'll start with very little money. I'll go in hard economy and I will limit myself in the amount of assistance types mods that are available. Now, the first two series in FS25 that I've sort of embarked on, I'm going to be doing a bunch of dumb things while I'm talking here anyways. Like that. The first two series that I've started on this in FS25 anyways on this channel, we're at a spot where we were at a point in the game where we didn't have a lot of affordable equipment, very difficult to make money. So I've used certain things like, for example, which I absolutely love the mod, the Gaming Joy sawmill has been a very, very beneficial to us when it comes to making money in the game. But I typically, if I was playing a map where it was like, I was really trying to suffer, I don't know that I would use something that's so powerful. But so stuff like that, auto load, super strength, all these things I wouldn't normally use. So, and then, like I'm here, we're going to look, I've looked at this piece of property we're on right now. So we're going to look at it together, but, roughly a vacant piece of land. I may or may not have any money. I may or may not be sleeping in a tent. Just depends on what the map offers. And then we kind of build from there. I may so much so as, go onto a map and pick, like up here, for example, these to me look like townhouses. So I could potentially head into the building map and place a doormat and make this my apartment. Now, it does say the land is not owned by me. Obviously, I could purchase the land. On this map, I'll show you right now, this land where I'm standing is part of the kind of the unbuyable land, or in this case here, it is buyable, but it's buyable for for $0 right there. So $0. There's 210 acres of it, and it enables you to buy kind of a lot of the stuff that's not buyable. Like over here is the store. Up here is something that we're going to check out. You know, some border or whatever stuff over here. So in the case of this map, we may decide that is how we want to start. We want to start with the unbuyable land, but with the commitment that we're not going to farm it. For example, like I think if I bought it and we had whatever this patch is here, or for example over here where there's some forest, you know, we're not going in there and cutting these trees down. Or perhaps you could, like, there's a bunch of different ways you can play. Or you could, you know, buy the land at $0, have zero or maybe $1,000 in your bank account, and start with a $750,000 loan balance. And if you did that, that could sort of, that could kind of. You could pretend like you bought this townhouse and maybe you did buy a small piece of land somewhere that was included in that amount of money. Like I think right over here. Oh, you know what's right over here then? This other piece that was right here is this like country home. So I think this is part of that unbuyable land. I call it unbuyable land even though you can literally buy it for $0, but we'll just for the sake of these videos we'll call it unbuyable land. Anyways. So that's something I would look at if I was coming on the map. I'm like, well, how do I try something different? I'm not a huge fan of, and I wish I was because there's so many great farms, but I'm not a huge fan of, you know, new farmer mode or whatever farm manager taking the existing farm that's already on the map and you know just. And typically it's you start in August or whatever, you already have a field to harvest and off you go. I kind of like to get there eventually, but maybe have to really work for it. So that's kind of what I do. So when I do get on a map, and I did this earlier, so we'll do this together right now. I will typically jump into, well, first of all, I've given myself $5 million. It's rare, if not ever, maybe only on this series will you ever see me with $5 million in my bank account. I'm typically poor, with like $0, and we're trying to figure out how to make our next dollar. But in this case here, I gave myself $5 million because we may want to buy a couple things along the way here. But I think at first we're going to just pop into flight mode and take a look around. So it's also. The month doesn't matter. It's August. The time scale doesn't matter. I just put it at 0.5 because I don't want to all of a sudden find out it's nighttime and we got to think about sleeping or whatever. Like that stuff does not matter. All that matters really is that we get a good soak in the map and see what it's all about. Now, very last before I jump into flight mode, well, maybe I'll do it anyways, and then we'll talk about it while we're in the air. All right, up we go. I will, in this series, I will try. So I'm not doing I'm not doing a map tour, right? So I'm not going to go and make sure that I cover every production and cover every sell point and that kind of stuff. Like I don't do that personally when I go look at a map. So I'm not going to do that in these videos. For that, I would recommend Farmer Klein. To be honest, I don't know whether he's still doing his scoring, but I don't really watch him for his scoring. Like I've never looked at like, hey, that one got a 4, so I think I'm going to do it. I watch Farmer Klein map tours because he goes through everything that's available in the map. And he does it with very little opinion, I guess. Like he doesn't, talk about what he likes necessarily. He talks mostly facts, which I think is really good. So I will link whatever pertinent Farmer Klein video, which I know there is a Calmsden one. I'll link those in these videos. Now, this, I guess, last thing. there's an update coming for this map already. Oxen David posted a fairly long list of items that are going to be updated in this first patch or whatever he's calling it. So there are some things on the map that are going to change, of which I don't have that accessible, and I honestly haven't really read through it yet either. I kind of just saw that there was an update coming and figured, well, you know what? I likely, if I was going to play on the map, I likely wouldn't play it until I knew the update came out anyways, because I wouldn't want to risk needing a new save and then having to go back and rebuild everything we had already done. Okay, if all of that is cool, then I want to say, okay, we're going to come back to this area here. This is very intriguing to me. This valley here, that's my kind of jam right there. This awkward little valley. So I think I want to just head up to some tennis courts over there too, just kind of interesting. I just want to head up to the top of the map because there is a section up here that shows in the... so you get this piece of land up here. Okay, so that is actually something. So this would be... Oh, sawmill. Okay, so if you do... So that's the kind of thing. So if you get the... If I take that $0 land, I guess what I would end up owning is the land, but I wouldn't own the actual business because I think you have to go in and buy the businesses. So that does not mean anything to us right now. So let's just look at the map and pick out a couple spots that I want to go and look at. So just sweeping around here. I can't see that I would want to get onto a map like this and make a tent in the woods and kind of like Unabomber style. Like I don't want to make a Unabomber series where I hole up in a cabin somewhere in the middle of the woods and I slowly carve my way out until I can become a functioning member of society. Actually, I don't think that ever happened with the Unabomber. I don't have any clue. I just think he lived in the woods, didn't he? But anyway, so I can't see that I would want to, like, for example, purchase this lot 44 here, set up a cabin, and only come out once I've made enough money to buy a tractor or something. I just can't see that happening. If forestry was part of a piece of land that we already owned, then that's cool. But I think on a map like this, I would want to do some type of traditional farming until such time that I was able to purchase a farm. And I think in the case of this map, I don't know where the starting farm is really. Is it? I think it's in here somewhere, right? No, this is that village. Okay, so that I think is a church. We'll go check this out because I think... Oh, there was the tennis court. There's the store. Well, we'll go look at... Like, I know there's a farm right here because if I buy this land, I get these buildings right here. This whole section here is the quote-unquote unbuyable land. This has some type of building on it. I know there's like a machine shop, I guess we could say, right here. Now that's intriguing also. I mean, see, the hard part with this map is I would have to make things extremely difficult on this map because like the land is, well, 130,000, but almost 6 acres. I guess like this is not expensive. For $47,000, this land that we get right here is not very expensive. So anyways, so in our flight, I think what we'll do is maybe we'll just kind of... I don't know if there's anything specific I want to see. We are going to explore this valley here. I guess what I'm looking for is smaller lots, but there's not a lot of like small plots on here. Like these are massive fields. If I'm right, yeah, that's almost 60 acres. What the hell? Ugh, no, thank you. Look at all this stuff. There's like 150 acres between these fields. Imagine you merge these three. 57, 90. There's like 100 acres right there. It's about 130 acres between these three fields. Okay, we're going to have to go look at that and throw up in a minute. These woods here. All right, well, let's go this way and check it out. Yeah, see, look at the size of these fields. And these ones weren't even popping up on my radar as... Oh, that's okay. That's kind of edge of map there anyways. Yeah. That would... See, that to me... Is that edge of map? Oh, I'm out here. Maybe there was just a... Okay, yeah. So that's almost too bad because this looks like a place I would start. I would give myself just this giant field and say, okay, what are you going to do with it? I like the creativity side of it, right? Like the when you have to really sort out your life. Anyway, so this would take us to the edge. No, this takes us to another field. Yeah, so nothing here for me. These are the two forests where we could do the Unabomber series. This is part of the quote-unquote unbuyable land, but it looks like a sell point. And probably maybe somewhere you can purchase things, so I wouldn't necessarily buy that. But then I like the grass that's around it. Yeah, you can see the lawn that you get along the side here when you get the $0 land. But I don't know if you can get onto that grass. Is it bordered? I don't know. So this is a garden center. Oh, I wonder if we have we probably have hours of operation here because that gate is closed right now. So maybe it opens at like 9:30 or something. I see there's people working there, but maybe they're just getting stuff set up for the day. So if we did get the $0 land and then just gave ourselves this grass field, that would be kind of cool. And then even that, we could potentially, we could potentially just fence off a portion of it and just say that was the land we inherited. Although I wouldn't want to be, I wouldn't want to be right at map edge like this. But anyways, looking for stuff like this. All right, so we ruled out a Unabomber series. We've looked at that. So let's just head over here. So in more big-ass fields. I don't know. I don't, like, I'm not a big field kind of guy, so there's a lot of big fields on this map. So, we would have to carve out. That's why I'm kind of liking that original valley we looked at, but you'd have to carve out. We could potentially carve out our existence in that valley. So this is interesting. This on the map looks like it's looks like a forest, but that's no forest. This is a grassland. So this actually could be interesting. Yeah, look at that. $266,000 and it's a grass field. That actually doesn't seem right because I would think at $266,000, yes, it's a large field, but to me, you're paying for the trees. 325. All right, maybe you're not. Maybe you're paying for the size of the land. 13 acres, and what's this? 10 acres. Yeah, I don't know. But this is cool. I have to see where the access point is. Oh, there's the tennis courts. That may be who are those accident and injury lawyers here in Calmsden, the law offices of Rusty Money Gaming and Crustu. That must be one of either Rusty Money Gaming or Crustu's home with the fenced off tennis court. If you're ever in an accident, you call them. They don't get paid unless you get paid, so it's good. The law offices of Rusty Money Gaming and Crustu. Anyways, that's besides the point. Let's look at this. So this is interesting. This is a lot of land though, and it's worth quite a bit of money. So, if we had a sort of a real ghetto start, I can't see that we would have access to a piece of land like that. Although there's really no entrance either. So yeah, it's just trees. It's just trees with no entrance. Sorry, this is going to be what. So I'm looking for feedback, right? So when this is done and posted or whatever, and you guys tell me what you think of it, you tell me like everything you think about it. Like, hey, stop flying around the map and making us all sick. That could be one of the comments. There's kind of an entrance here, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of this piece of land, and does it get your creative juices flowing? We're only talking creative juices in this context. So I could see that. I could see starting the map with no money, and just owning this. The only thing is, I know what I would end up doing is I'd end up cutting trees down, and these trees are going to be hard trees, right? They're the some of the nightmare trees. Yeah. So that would be just a pain in the ass. So I don't know whether I'd want to do that to myself, to be honest. All right, let's head down here because I know this is intriguing, but again, it's a forested area. So we have this section here where here we have forest lot, and I think this is where all the deadwood missions are going to be because it looks like a bunch of dead trees. So you're not really going to get a lot of, if that's the case, you're not really going to get a lot of value from the dead trees unless you have a sawmill. Right, so if we have a sawmill, then these trees all of a sudden become worth some money, and meaning that we can produce items that we can then sell. So that's kind of interesting. But then it also flanks these grass fields here, and I think there's 3 of them, of which these grass fields are all pretty cool. The hill would be kind of a challenge, and it would be kind of funny if we baled. If we baled grass, hay, or wrap the bales to make silage, only to have to deal with the hill because everything would roll to the bottom. But I could see that being a little bit hellish. These hills, but yeah. So you've got this. Actually, this might not be a bad. Now that I'm looking at it, it might not be a bad piece of land to inherit because it's not a gift by any means. Because if these are indeed dead trees. Is that not what the scarring on them represents? But if they are indeed dead trees, you're not cutting them up and this is probably where all the forestry contracts are, is up in this area here. But you're not just cutting these up and taking them to the sawmill. You're to sell. If they're dead, right? You're cutting them up and you've got to then turn them into something. Now, on a map like this, I would, similar to what I'm trying to do over on Riverbend, where I'm trying to limit myself from putting any productions in that until I've purchased the one that's on the map. So once I've purchased the one that's on the map and I have that functioning and I continue feeding it, then I can go and put in an additional production. So in this case here, I would have to buy the sawmill that I think is way up there in the distance. I would need to, take my deadwood there, feed the sawmill, and then use that money to eventually expand. But yeah, I just don't want to. I don't think I'd want to come onto a map like this with my intention being forestry. I think that's going to be a good for us when we end up in a whatever, if there's another sandbox type map or literally a forestry map, that kind of thing. All right, let's go. Okay, let's go make ourselves sick and look at some big fields here. Come on, honey, let's go look at some big fields. Look at this craziness. So is this the 32? So 32 acres. Yeah, okay, so this is, oh God. And this is literally like where you could merge some fields and really what's in here? Carrots. So, am I not right in saying that this is absolute suicide? Can I say suicide on Instagram, on YouTube? I'm only saying it because this just looks insane. 32 acres of carrots? That does not sound like fun. Next, what is this? Potatoes? 42 acres of potatoes? Look at the size of this field. All right, and there's another section that'd be nice to have, but we can't. And what is over here? Red beets. Oh my God, is this I don't know much about Oxygen David other than the fact that I think he wants to kill everyone. What the hell? So we have beets, potatoes, and carrots in seemingly the largest fields on the map. Wow. This field is currently owned by Walter the Psycho. Anyway, so we're not. I just want to come down here kind of for a laugh, really. All right, so we have another complex here. This is not the store, but there is some kind of a sell point here. There are signs. All Spheres store. Daily fresh milk shop. So is the dairy down here? There's a market. Animal dealer, of which this lady is full on staring at me. So I don't know why, because for the purpose of this, I put on my fancy British inspired hat, and I've even got my boots on. Whoa, maybe that's why she's staring, because I'm floating. That must be it. Then I can't blame her. All right, I will say this map does look beautiful. The simplicity of it, I think, is also... and by simplicity, I don't mean that this is simple by any means, because you look at these laneways, and they're beautiful, right? Nice, nice shrubbery, that kind of stuff. But simplicity in that, these fields are just nice and clean. Also, from what I gather, Oxygen David has made... when you purchase a farm, for example, you can just delete everything, which we're going to test this in a minute. There's a piece of farmland that there's only real, to me, there's two places that I think I've scoped out already that I think we would look at. Look at all these sugar beets. Oh, yeah. Is this like a cotton? Okay. Expensive, but, so yeah, so I am under I believe that if I was to play on this map, I would either take the spot where we first started out and I jumped on the house, which that's I think what we're gonna play with. There's another forestry field back there. And yeah, I think unless you know that I've missed something, then pipe up in the comments and let me know where you would start. But this is cool. You can drive through here. Oh, is this where it splashes? Like when you drive your vehicle through here, it actually splashes. Like to me, this, I think sort of starting here, this grass field on the side, and then the grass fields up the side there to the end is where I think we would make our awkward living. And then we would just basically figure out how we're going to do that. So we'll take a good look at that in a second. But what I want to do is test we can delete everything thought, because this property here is actually pretty cool. So if we wanted to really just 100% customize our lives, then that's right here. Right? So if we bought this, and we're just going to demolish some stuff here. If we bought that, we essentially now have a functioning farm. We have what looks like a grass field. Back here, right? So I think me by now, that field would become a lot wider by the time we moved in. If you wanted to just play with this, rotten old farm here, then you could. I don't think we're going to get slurry or manure from the cows right now, are we? Because is there not an issue with that? But yeah, this is appealing. I mean, this building looks great. The laneway comes right through here. This building is awesome. And then it backs onto a nice grass field. Like this whole area is really appealing to me. Yeah. So anyways, on one hand, I could see myself buying this land or having this land when we started. Oh yeah, look at this. Because obviously there's no house when you have this, but you do have, a trailer right here. So you could plunk down your... There. Now you got a place to sleep. Obviously it's just decoration, but... So I think this is cool. I could play this land. I could play two different ways. On one hand, I could play with the farm the way it sits now, and then we could just exist. So that just allowed me to sell junk. On the other hand, let's just see how true it is that we can delete everything. And I don't know if this process of deleting things is part of the update that's coming, and maybe we're going to run into a roadblock here of some kind. Cows are gone. Oh, we got some floating stuff here. Maybe that's part of the update. All right, that looks like everything on that side. So over on this side here, yeah, there's a fuel tank. I would probably keep this building here because it is integrated well with the fence, obviously, or the stone wall or whatever you want to call that. Fence. That ain't no fence. That's a stone wall. And then it sits over top of this hill really well. Even if this land here wouldn't be part of our starting farm, and only this would be on this side, it's good. How do you get rid of the... I don't know whether you can get rid of this stone wall or not. If you can, then we'd figure it out. But anyways, it's nice. So to me, this looks like old Grandpa Jones had a farm here once back in the after the war, and then it basically burned down. They turned it into just a gravel parking lot, and then many years later or generations later, somebody found the deed to it, and you're the only existing relative or some stupid thing like that. Look at this. You only see that on one side. See that? There's the stuff floating right there. So I'm guessing that whatever the update is going to cover, that might be one of the things, because somebody must have discovered that already. Some over here too. Not that side, but that side. So we would smooth out the land, potentially even destroy the grass crop, and maybe just, I don't know. We don't have the ability to go and just change a field right now, but maybe we'd come up with some way of making it really hard for us. This is mud. Oh, okay. So that was where the slurry pit was, I think. So we'd have to fill that in, or otherwise we'd lose a kid in there maybe. But yeah, I find this very appealing. We could potentially have one of those townhouses over there, and then this is our lot. So I could see playing here and building out our existence here. And although we sold that trailer, so I don't know whether there must be a decoration now for a trailer. So we could definitely do that. So I would 110% be on board with that. Let's go look just for Colin. There you go. And I sold it back. All right, well, enjoy your land. You just destroyed everything and then sold it back. Perfect. Let's go look down here at this spot, and then let's maybe play around a little bit and see what it would look like if we put in just like the basics, right? Just I love and everybody tends to sort of say it's like, oh, I inherited this land from my uncle or whatever, and now we're going to try to make a farm out of it. Well, that story just is a convenient way of getting into this kind of thing. So if I purchase this, yeah, field 18, so $52,000. If I buy that, I guess I can open the gate. Now that we have the keys. So this home, I don't believe is on the property. True, yeah, so that's off the property. So that's good. We don't want it anyways. There's the boundary. So everything you see in front of you, provided it's actually in the property line, is yours. Right, and then it runs along to the top here. So this would make, to me, this makes for a good challenge. You've got a hill here, which is going to be a insert descriptive word here to deal with. There's trees on this land. Look how steep this is. So this would, we'd be cursing old Grandpa Jones for his generosity. He'd be like, God damn, why'd you give us this property? Now I see why he died early because of this stupid hill. This would not be fun at all to work. If you didn't have square bales, everything's going to end up rolling to the bottom and hitting this fence. Oh, okay. So this scrubland beside us is part of another. It's part of this one's $200,000. Okay, we'll look at that after, but. Now I would be tempted to also start with this lot here. Yeah, I'd be tempted to start like this. It includes that decoration building, which I don't believe. Yeah, demolition mode. I don't think you can take out the gate, which is fine. Yeah, see, we would not have it easy. We have to drive over a little creek here every time. I'm pretty sure this is where in the farmhand, when they were still in Calmsden, Scroff had his trailer. I think this is where he slept. His caravan, as they say. But yeah, I think this is appealing. And then up in this corner here is likely where we could figure out how to put a small starting shed. So let's just see what that looks like. So if we went into sheds. So far, just based on the look of it, I would say I could play Calmsden. But we are going to also go for a drive, and that may change things. Yeah, like look at a shed like this. That is bright. It'd be nice if I could change the brightness. And it's not too bad a hill. Not too worried about screwing things up right now because yeah, I bought it. I don't really care necessarily. The decisions we make right now aren't impacting us in the long term. But yeah, if we came in here and kind of excavated a bit of the side hill. See how the bushes just hide all your discrepancies? So as you're kind of digging out this side hill, the bushes are hiding all the awkwardness, which is good. That one's kind of looks a little bit too bright, too big. Now this, I think you can change the colors. Oh, but not of the roof. So that's insanely bright. So you may end up looking at something like this, maybe. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll just place something and see how bright it is. Again, we're not setting up our map right now, but we're just kind of looking at what the potential is. And I will often replace, that kind of stuff. So this is not abnormal. So if this sort of abutted up to this, yeah, because there's no door on the back of that building. So it's fair to say that old shed could have been there for a long time, and then somebody came in and built this one. I'm just worried that something like that might be too bright and not necessarily fit. I mean, that's not horrible. We could definitely deal with this terrain here. The idea is just to make it look as natural as possible, but sometimes that's not the most attractive, right? And sometimes trees grow in places that are not the most convenient. Hey, just hide everything with grass. You can put some bushes and stuff in there. All right, let's just gravel out a little bit here just so we can see what this looks like. So what do we have for ground? Oh, you know what? Actually, I have so I have a mod that gives us all the different ground coverings that are available on the map, I think is what it is. So whatever the map maker used or enabled on the map, I think is what I have access to. I'm sure. I think that's how I read it. So with layers and layers of stains and gravel, we could make something that looks reasonable here. You'd want something to look like it was just old, like that had been there for a long time. I don't think what I've got in there is doing that for me right now, but I think, as you've seen, there's a lot of different creativity type items that we can use, especially in the stains in that we got. See, so some of the textures you use are very bright, so this immediately takes some of that off. If we drop this down to a medium, for example, then you could really hit this area here where many years of tractors had kind of come in and out of there. Yeah, so whether or not you do something with the trees There's a really good piece in here. Tracks. There's lots of tracks. Obviously, we can deal with tracks too. But then there's grunge, dirty pebbles. Yeah. So if you look at like this kind of stuff. Of course, we have our old friend, broken concrete, which can definitely fit in an area like this. Yeah, so like you go from very nice painted texture to a bit of a mess, and then you throw in a little bit more grass, and now all of a sudden you have yourself a place to exist. What about in? I don't have. So there's been a lot of decoration packs that have come out. I haven't really downloaded them because they just kind of made me nervous. There's just so many, and I got to the point in FS22 where I just had so much stuff in my mod folder. Like it would take me forever just to find one thing, or I had 15 different. I don't know, like this little cart here that I had like 15 versions of it. Like it just became way too much. For me. So likely there's something that we could use, like a little office or something. These wooden posts. Yeah, that stuff's great. Like there's tons of decorations you can do to make this good. Plus, then we can, likely there's that camper that we saw up on the up on that other farm. There's probably something like that I could park right on the end here, and we could live in it. Is there a door on this? Yeah, like this would be kind of ridiculous, but we could potentially even place something like this. And this could be where we live for now. And you guys could get mad at me every single time I go to sleep in it and say, get yourself a damn house. But I mean, that's definitely workable. Like this is I love this. Like, oh man, I swear one of these days we'll do something completely out of character and I'll buy a massive farm and we'll have huge new equipment and it won't be I won't be looking at living in a shed. Trust me, eventually I like to always get to the point where we have stuff, but to me, this is like a great start. So far, I would definitely say I could play Calmsden. In the long run, how much stuff would I have to do? Like, let's look at two things here. We're going to look at contracts next, and then we're going to grab ourselves a tractor and go for a drive, because the roads are going to play a factor, right? So contracts. So Deadwood, so there's fertilizing contract. I'm in hard economy right now, so it obviously doesn't seem to affect. Oh, these are probably 22 acres. Oh, look at it. 38 acres. There we go. What's this? You want to mow 30 acres? Oh my God, 30 acres of mowing. So, whoa, wait. 30, almost 40 acres of mowing. So we could very well have inherited this little chunk of turd that our grandfather left us, and then immediately start making friends in the community, so we can start taking these contracts. I would, if I was playing on this map, I would only allow myself to use my own equipment and not any of these. I would likely. I don't think I would start with anything necessarily, or maybe I would start with like something small, like maybe just a car or whatever. But I would give myself the ability to borrow. I wish we had lease to own, because I think that's such a great way of doing it. I think in lease to own we even had the ability to set the interest rate, because I mean, if I was brand new to the community, I might be able to find like a high risk leasing company that would give me equipment at a lease rate. Like if their normal rate is 6%, for example, maybe I could get it for like 15 or 18% because I'm, non-landed immigrant in the in this area, and have very little collateral, but my grandfather's name was good, so they decided to take a flyer, but they're going to do it with big interest. So I think it would be cool to do that and really suffer for a while. But so no doubt about it, there's contracts. So it would be painful slog at the beginning there. I believe that would be. I'd have to come up with a bunch of British words. Slog to me just sounds like something that would fit. All right, do we have anything for sale? So obviously I have one of the mods I have is the Extreme Store mod or whatever the hell it's called. So here's where we go and drool. So I was just checking to see there's one particular tractor that I want to go drive around because I added them. Holy crap. Oh yeah, so this is I haven't had the mod installed when I like on a brand new save. So this is obviously what it looks like when you load into a brand new map. Well, I guess that I got, I guess in fairness, some of the vehicles that are in here, one of the things that I think has to get, or that I know is on the update list for Oxygen David is currently if you start in starting from scratch, all of the starting equipment is still there and you own it. So I had to go and sell all of that. I probably didn't have to because it's not like we're actually playing, but all right, I will stop. I'm literally just flipping through here thinking about my other maps. I'm like, oh, look at this. But that's not, this ain't the map for that stuff, folks. What I'm looking for is the Fiat Agri. Okay, well, let's just go buy it. I got money. I think that's in medium tractors. Yeah. We'll just go with whatever. We'll just go with whatever motor. But I will change. Not that. So the cool thing about this tractor, this is and I don't know how significant this is, but this is a hand painted mod. From what I read, this is MA7 Studios, I think is the modder, and just ask me if you want to know where to get it. I'm not going to remember to put it in the description. I apologize, but just ask. Oh yeah, perfect. I love the Nokian tires. Okay, well that looks pretty rough and pretty rugged. So let's just buy that. Look, 18,000 bucks. Oh, because I bought the destroyed version. So when you buy this, quote unquote brown destroyed, you get a $15,000 credit. Does that mean it also needs servicing? I guess we're gonna find out. All right, as much as I want to drive in first person so we can look around, so we can see what it's like to actually live in the map, we're not going to do that. I'm going to drive in third person so we can actually look around. Okay, so let's just look at the map and figure out where the hell we are. All right, so that's not bad. So we basically just cruise across. So we're just going to do this drive. We're not going to go everywhere. We'll just do this drive and then... yeah, sorry. We'll just do this drive and head over to our area there. Actually, I'm curious, though. That's the BGA. Is this the starting farm that if you start in New Farmer, because all of this, like these tennis courts and all that, that's all part of... Like, what does Noah have to do with anything here? Is this like a community garden or? No, that's so Noah. There's a bunch of these NPCs that are all in this kind of like unbuyable area. Wait, let's just see if he's looking at us. Okay, that is creepy. Yeah, I see you. I see you, man. Is he nodding also? He's nodding like, yeah, I know I'm going to get you. Anyways, okay. All right, let's just go straight across. Let's just stop being foolish and head straight across. I'd be curious at this point to know what your thoughts are on the map. This tractor looks amazing. This destroyed, painted, hand-painted texture. With these Nokian tires, I like it. Now, is this... So look at how the tractor is bumping back and forth. Is that the road surface or is that the tractor? Wow, that's fantastic. I wonder if it's the road surface and that's why we're bumping all over the place. So I may be inclined to have, if I was starting here, to have this tractor, but with like 155 hours or some number. I know that's not a lot in tractor world, but I think once we get up to like stupid hour numbers, the tractors just don't work in this map. I said I was going to go in third person, but actually I'm kind of liking this first person view. Anyways, I'd knock the service. I knock it down to like 25% damage, so it, or can I do that? I don't even know if I can do that right now without some of the previous easy dev controls. But I would try to make it as hard as I can. I might actually. I might. I don't know whether I'm going to play this map or not, but I could be inclined to set this tractor up in our shed. This thing's amazing. So MA7 Studios made some really great maps for our FS22, super detailed. And actually, I started to play Castle No on what was supposed to be a series, but anyways, it was a victim of FS25 and my crazy schedule right before I kind of stopped posting things for a bunch of months. But I was starting to play the actual map, like the starting farm on that map, and it was so nice. Yeah, here's where we are. So this looks great. Like everything is beautiful on this map. I just don't know how long. Like I'd need a goal of some kind. I would need something to work towards, not just wake up every day and head out into our grass field. I'd need some other stuff to do. Yeah, look at that. I'd say that this is a match made in heaven right here, wouldn't you? So let's see what this looks like in the field. It's funny, so before I started actually making content, I would literally jump on this map and start playing and have no issue with it. I'd have a great old time, and then you know what? Sometimes I'd just stop playing and maybe start another map. It's a lot harder when you're actually making content because I don't want to make 2 or 3 episodes and then realize that I'm not having fun on the map, and then flip to something else because I know what it's like to follow YouTube content and look forward to the next episode, right? So you can't, I understand that I can't just start and then leave everybody hanging because there are going to be at least 2 or 3 of you that want to see the next episode. So I got to be sort of careful and strategic with what I pick. Like this, is this even realistic? This is almost unplayable, is that how you would say it? This thing's got power though. But yeah, I could. Okay, so that's good. So let's go through the gate where the little creek is. So we could farm this, I guess. That looks so good. Look at the... Oh my god, look at this. That is wicked, man. Yeah, see this map has like all the feels, right? You know what I mean? Like that little crossing there is fantastic. This mud here. That is crazy. Good job, Oxygen David. I don't know whether that's a Giants thing or that's a you thing, but look at the way the mud folds in front of the wheel. That's the stuff that makes FS25 gold. Like, oh man, it's so cool. Anyway, so then we got another grass field over here. I'll stop freaking out about the mud. What happens when it rains? That could be a bad situation. I gotta check. So this would seemingly be one of the smallest. It's shaking. I was scared. I think I reset it. Is it like Alt Shift X to which way do I connect to this? Is it over here? So I don't think we fill vehicle. Yeah, so in the past with Easy Dev we could make things look dirty, which I think if I had this mower I would have made it look dirty when we started, so that way it doesn't look like we have a brand new mower. But I just have to mow some grass quickly here. Hope you can appreciate that. Yeah, I wouldn't mow right up to the edge like that, I don't think, because it would make it very hard to collect. But yeah, I could do this. We got our little piece of grass, our little piece of land here. We start doing contracts for the area. If there was a way to set up a loan or like to borrow money and really make it hard on ourselves. Wait a minute, is it dropping grass? I think it is. Yes. So I would say that yes, I could play Calmsden. I don't know how many episodes it would be, or we'd have to pick a goal of some kind. I would 100% make this a hoarder series. I know I keep saying that. What the hell's a hoarder series? That's where you are only able to buy equipment. You're never allowed to sell it. So you can't... you want to upgrade equipment? Great, go buy something else. But then there's sentimental value in all of your equipment, so you never actually sell anything. So you need obviously to consider a place to store all of it. But this just feels like it would fit a hoarder type scenario. Really what you would do is buy like... So that shed up on the hill, you just jam it with old equipment. And then one day somebody'd open it up and be like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Look at all this old equipment in here. Well, that's because he was a hoarder. I don't know if that does that term mean different things in different countries. Anyways, yeah. So, what do you think? This is not a farming series. This is a can we play this series? So, I would say yes, I could play this series, and I would likely start with these two pieces of land, that little grass hill right there, and the one that we're on right now. I think I would start with this tractor even. or maybe something like, I don't know. I'd really have to kind of do some soul searching there and figure out, like, despite what it seems like I actually think about some things, I would put some thought into what I want to start with to make things that much more difficult, and yeah, we'd go from there. And I would probably aim to own this little valley of grass fields here for some strange reason, and perhaps the farm up on the hill, and yeah, we'd have some fun. Oh, fun? I don't know if we call it fun, but we would definitely exist on the map. See, when you hit I hit this with that broken concrete decal, and it filled the inside of this. So it's absolutely perfect, that decal, for this. But I kind of want to play on the map now. But anyways, I'm not going to do that because we have lots of stuff to do on our other maps. But so anyways, this is episode 1 in Can I Play whatever the map is. I 100%. I enjoyed the drive over here. I didn't see another car. Did you see another car? Is there traffic on the map? Did I miss it? I don't see anything driving around. Do you? I mean, I guess I don't know if there's traffic on the map. I would hope there's traffic on the map, because to me that would make this map, come alive. Obviously with other people on it, but I could still play without traffic. But anyways, I thought the drive was great. The sort of bumpiness of the roadway was cool. Yeah, I'm down. So I think I'd probably ask at the end of every one of these. I'm trying to get back on the ground here. I think I'd ask the same question at the end of every one of these episodes. Could you play Calmsden? Are you playing Calmsden? Where did you start? And should I play Calmsden? Would that be a series that anybody would want to watch? Personally, I think I could play it, but then you never know what else might come out in the next couple of days as far as maps. And I'm not yet looking at putting a new series together. So, but I confidently could say that this could be a place that we could live. So, good job, Oxygen David, for your map, and we'll see anyway. So again, check the link in the description for the Farmer Klein map tour. If you think there's somebody else out there that does a better job doing map tours, and you think I should look at them and reference their material, then by all means I'd be happy to. But I'm going to for now link the Farmer Klein map tours every time I post one of these videos, and in the comments don't say things like hey, how come you didn't go and try to see how much the sawmill was and all that? I don't really care how much those things are. I just wanted to see if the map feels good, if I could build myself a little ghetto starting point like we did just now, and then to discover things like the mud and that, and the like, this is just such a cool little starting spot right here. I would really enjoy it. Imagine the fog in the morning; it would just be absolutely sick. All right, I'm going to shut up and sign off now. You let me know what you think, and we'll see what I don't know. We'll see what the next map is we're going to do this with. All right, so take it easy. Thank you, and goodbye.